Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a minute since I posted a video about doing any performance modification to my G80, but today, as you can see on the table, I have some really exciting goodies that I'm super excited for because I have been really wanting these for a really long time, but I just have had no time to do any modifications to the vehicle. So without further ado, I'm going to do an unboxing video as well. I'm going to be putting on Öhlins Road Track coilover kit, as well as 13mm H&R spacers and 15mm H&R spacers with extended lugs. I'm waiting for the 13s to come with the extended lugs, but that's okay for now. I'm just going to put these aside because that's the last step to the puzzle piece. So first, I'm going to do an unboxing and show you everything that comes in the kit. It does come in 2 boxes. In the first box here, I have 4 dust bellows and 2 of the shocks, as well as some zip ties. I have some washers here, spacers, and some nuts. That's all hardware. Comes with an instruction manual as well. The adjustment collars. In the piece below, I have the front pieces, and then I think that's it for this box. Let me just double check. Yep. And then in this box over here, I have, I'm not going to take them out of the box completely, but I'm just going to show you both of them. I have the front spring, both of them. The rear springs, and then a bunch of these collars, bolts. I also have these. All of this is going to get assembled. I don't want to take this all out, but I'm going to anyway. I'll put this all over here. Oh, gives us new brackets. Flat washers and collar. Now I'm going to assemble everything and then I'll be right back.
Here I will be helping Elise assemble the front strut on this beautiful Öhlins suspension. We'll be right back.
Alright, so Naseem just finished installing the coilover for the front. I'm going to start assembling for the rear. So let's get into it. Alright, so now that we have both the front and rear coilover assembled, now let's go to the car and get it installed. Alright, so as you can see, the car's off the lift now. I've let it settle for a few days. I just want to get a complete measurement of all four corners after it has settled, just to make sure that we are about the same in each of the corners. Keynote, after installing the Öhlins kit, there's a few differences that we noticed compared to other brands such as KW, whether it was a V1 kit or a Haas kit. One of the key features of the Öhlins kit that makes it different from another kit is the fact that the adjuster sits within the spindle, and once you set the preload, you basically set and forget it. Basically how it locks is when you put the bolt in through the spindle, it locks it in place and you're basically good to go. So if you decide that you want to adjust it later on, you would have to basically remove that bolt in the back end on the spindle to adjust the height on it. In the rear, that was in the front. In the rear, how you do it is through obviously the spring. That one's relatively easier than the front, obviously, but that is the biggest key difference in our opinion compared to other kits. We really like this kit so far. Also, I did drive it for a few. I didn't get to really beat on it just yet, but I will be doing that soon. I just wanted to let everything settle within the past couple of days before I did that. But noticed from basically second to third and third to fourth that the ass end feels a lot tighter now compared to what it used to. And also, it pretty much rides a little softer than stock because we didn't mess with the dampening either, which is really cool. I was expecting it to feel almost rough, if that makes sense, but I'm really glad that it doesn't. Again, I didn't really get past like the 40, 50, 60 range in speed, so I'm going to be doing that hopefully today. And another thing you always want to make sure of is after you do any sort of suspension, you want to make sure after it settles that you get the car aligned. It doesn't have to be right away, but you should do it after a few days after you let the car settle and you've driven it for a while, just because the steering will be a little out of whack. So that will happen later this week. So I'm just going to measure all 4 corners now, and as usual, don't forget to comment. Alright, so another thing to note before I measure is that this Öhlins kit is 25 millimeters lower than the stock height. We did adjust the front a little bit lower because I wanted it just a little bit lower, and I also threw on these 1920 wheels just to see what they would look like compared to my 1819 setup. I will put the 1819 setup back on. I just wanted to see what the difference would be. So what you're going to do to measure is you're going to go from the bottom of the tire to the top of the fender, the bottom of the fender, I should say, sorry, and that's what your height is going to be. So this one's about 26 inches. So now I'm going to go to the rear and do the same thing. This one's also 26. Now I'm going to go to the driver's side. All right, so as always, don't forget, we are an authorized dealer for Öhlins. This was not a sponsored video. I did pay for this kit myself. I'm super happy with the way it turned out. I would go lower, but being in New Jersey with all the manholes and potholes, as you can see, I've already screwed up my front lip, so I wasn't trying to screw anything else up, so I'm just leaving it as is for now. If I do decide to go lower, I will change it, and you guys will obviously see whether it's on Instagram or here. But as always, comment, like, and subscribe.